Video we are going to solve a quadratic graphically. Okay, so I made a previous video on how to solve a quadratic or really any polynomial using polyroots. So in this one we'll solve but a little bit of a different way. Okay, so the first thing to get to the graph page, probably the easiest thing to do is push home to be on the home screen, and then you can either push B or you can just kind of select that graph option, push enter. Okay, so what we're going to need to do here is enter the equation. We want to see graphically where it crosses the x-axis, all the places, and once we can see that, we'll be able to determine what those values are. So this quadratic equation right here is the one that we're going to solve. All right. And it results from this geometric sequence question. It doesn't really matter if you're not studying geometric sequences. You would use the same process to solve any polynomial defined at zeros. So the first thing we need to do is enter this equation into the calculator, and we're going to change the k to x because that's the default variable for the calculator. So if I'm on the graph page, you can push tab and that will take you to the formula entry part of the screen. So our equation again was 5x squared, so I'll just type in 5x, the shortcut for squared is right here next to the 4, minus 22x plus 21. Okay, so minus 22x plus 21. And then I'm going to push enter, and we might need sometimes to adjust this graph, because the key using this technique is we want to be able to see where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, so we can see that now, and so what we want to do is actually find what these values are. Okay, so I'm going to push menu, analyze graph, option 6, and then we want to find the zeros. Okay, you can see on the lower left of the screen right here, it's asking for a lower bound. That is in terms of x. So essentially we want to move this vertical line until it's to the left of one of the zeros. So if we're trying to find this zero right here, I've got to move that line until it's to the left of the zero. So anywhere here or further left would work. And once we were there, we're just going to push enter on the calculator. Okay, now if you see in the bottom here, it's asking for upper bound, which means I want to move the calculator to the right of the zero. And you can see right when we cross where that zero is, we get a point that's showing up, 1.4 comma 0. Okay, I'll push enter again, and then it locks that point in. You can kind of drag this away. This is one thing I don't really like about the Nspire, is it's kind of gets cluttered really quickly. And so that's one. Now the downside of this method is we have to repeat that process to find the other zeros. So maybe polyroots is a better option there, but this works too. Okay, so to find this zero now, again, push menu, analyze graph, which is option 6, and choose 0. Lower bound, well, we're to the left of that 0. Upper bound, and there it is. So 1.4, well, that's actually the decimal approximation for 7/5, right? So it's just giving us a decimal, and 3 is 3. Okay, so this is another way that once you have a quadratic equation or any polynomial, you can use the Nspire to solve it pretty quickly. Okay, no algebra required. So hope that was helpful, and see you on the next video.